Good morning, students. This is Science Standard 6 and this is video number 1. In this video, we are going to discuss about the question and answer of these chapters. Okay, so in page number 120, one question is there. Answer the following question in one words or one sentence. Okay. First question is, which part of the skeletal system is the brain protected by? The answer is skull. Okay, inside the skull, a bone is known as cranium. Okay, that is also called brain box. Okay, so the first answer is cranium or the brain box. Second question is, which kind of skeletal does a cockroach have? Then cockroach has exoskeleton. Exoskeleton is that type of skeleton. Yes, exoskeleton is a type of skeleton which is outer and is the external skeleton that supports and protect an animal body. Okay, so here the answer will be exoskeleton. Now the next question is, which fin of the fish help it to move? The answer is caudal fin and the tail fin. You can see here this, from which the fish help it to move. Now we are moving toward the question number 4. You can see, name an animal which moves by lengthening and shortening its body segment alternately. The answer is earthworm. Okay, here the figure has been given, the how earthworm moves. Now next question is, what is the shape that aeroplanes, birds, fish and ships have that reduces air water resistance? Okay, all we know the shape is streamline. Okay, this is the shape of a extreme line. Now the next question is, what is muscle? How do muscle help in movement? Okay, a muscle is a kind of tissue composed of cells or fiber that contraction of which produces movement in the body. Okay, an external organ composed of muscle tissue that contracts to produce a particular movement. Okay, now the question is, how do muscle help in the movement? Listen very carefully. When a muscle attached to a bone contracted, then what happens? It pulls the bones and makes them move. Okay, a muscle can only pull but cannot push the bone back. So another muscle is required to pull the bone back in the opposite direction. Therefore, one muscle pulls the bone away from the joint while the partner pulls or other muscle pulls it back. Thus, two muscles have to work together as a pair to move a bone. Now, the next question is, why is that many animals walk while a snake slither crawl and a fish swims? Okay, as we know that animals walk because they have limbs. Okay, they have limbs, hind limbs, forelimbs. Snake slither or crawls because it has no legs. Okay, with the help of belly they crawl. And fish swims because they have fins. Now one question is there, that how does an earthworm move? Okay, an earthworm moves through the contraction and expansion of circular and longitudinal muscle and holding and withdrawing of bristle. Okay, you can see here This is the Bristol you are seeing. Okay, how they are moving? Listen very carefully. In the earthworm, there are two types of muscle. Okay, the name is circular and longitudinal muscle. What happens when a circular muscle contracts? Okay, here you can see when a circular muscle is getting contracted, the segment becomes long and thin. It becomes long and thin. When the longitudinal muscle contract, the segment becomes short and thick. Okay, now next is the earthworm moves by lengthening and shortening of a body segment with the help of circular and longitudinal muscle. Okay, to move the earthworm contracts the circular muscle of the front segment as I have shown you. Okay, now as the result, the front part of the body becomes long and move a little ahead by withdrawing the bristle from the ground. Then the longitudinal muscle of a front part of a earthworm contract and segment become short and thick. The bristle of the front part now grip the ground and segment in the rear part, that is back part of the earthworm, becomes long and thin, and during contraction of muscles occur. Now in the last phase, what happened? The rear part of the earthworm becomes short and thick due to the contraction or of longitudinal muscle. In this way, the earthworm moves a small distance ahead. Now our next question is, what is rib cage? Okay, and state the function of rib cage. We know that we have read it. There are 12 pairs of thin curved bones, that is ribs. Here you are seeing. Okay. Now these bones from a rib cage, okay, forms a rib like cage like structure. Now all the 12 pairs are joined to the backbone. Okay, this is the backbone, backside it is present. Okay, and the first 10, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, the first 10 is joined with the chest bone, that is also called breastbone, and another name is sternum in the front. It is found in the front. Okay, now the last pair of the ribs are free at the front end and are called floating ribs. The last pair, okay, they are free, they are not attached to the sternum. Okay, they are attached to the backbone, say, so they are called floating ribs. And how many floating ribs are there? Last two pairs, means two pairs. Okay, now the next question is, what is function of ribs? Okay, rib cage. What is the function of rib cage? Okay, what is the function of rib cage? Okay, the first function of rib cage is the rib cage protect the heart and the lungs. Okay, we know that the heart's here is your heart inside your rib cage, behind the sternum, and both sides lungs are there. So both of them is important organs of human being, and they are being protected by the rib cage. Okay, and second one is, it also take part in our breathing movement. Okay, you know that during breathing the airs comes out, which is carbon dioxide, and the pure air, which is oxygen, comes in. Okay, so our lungs exhale and exhaust. Now The question is, last fifth question is the how does a bird fly in the air? Okay, the birds fly with the help of strong chest muscle and wings. Birds can fly because of the following reason. Okay, so now very important reasons are there. The four limbs are modified to wings. You can see here. Okay, these are the wings, okay, which helps them fly, and hind limbs are used for walking and perching. Okay, here the hind limbs are there. Now next is they have a streamlined body. They have boat like body, they have a streamlined body, okay, that cut the air current while flying. Okay, and next one is their bones are hollow, which makes their body light. If the bones will filled, then the body will be heavy, the birds cannot fly. So their bones are nothing having, hollow. Okay, next one is they have powerful chest muscle, which help them in flapping their wings during flight. These all are the important points which helps the bird to fly in the air. Thank you.